Welcome to White Rouge's TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This week saw the release of The Equalizer 3 on home video. And the film stars Denzel Washington as retired government operative Robert McCall, who ends up building a new life in southern Italy, but ends up going against the local mafia to protect his new community. The film also stars Dakota Fanning and is directed by Antoine Fuqua, who also directed the first two films, as well as other films starring Washington, including Training Day and Emancipation. Now, I watched this film because I'm a fan of the currently ongoing TV series starring Queen Latifah as McCall, and I had seen the first two films, but I felt that this film was just bland, quiet, and above all, just unnecessary, with the violence in the film being too excessive and gratuitous. It also starts and ends really suddenly, so I gave the film 1.5 stars out of 5. This week, Saw X released on home video as the 10th film in the Saw franchise, with Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith reprising their roles from earlier entries in the franchise. The film is set between the first two films and revolves around Bell's John Kramer travelling to Mexico to find a cure for his terminal cancer, only to be caught up in a scam operation, so he decides to kidnap those responsible and subject them to his trademark death traps. Now, I was excited for this film as I'm a fan of the Saw franchise, and this film didn't disappoint. Bell gives what is probably a career best performance, definitely his best performance in a Saw film. And the film feels like a new breath of fresh air with its first internationally filmed and set sequences. So I gave the film 4.5 stars out of 5. An 11th film has been confirmed to be in development for a release date of next September. This week, the 4th Expendables film was released on home video. The film features Jason Statham, Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren and Randy Couture reprising their roles from the previous films, and they're joined by actors 50 Cent, Megan Fox, Levi Tran and Andy Garcia. The film revolves around the Expendables having their member roster mixed up whilst they go after an arms dealer looking to get nuclear weapons. Now, this film was negatively received by critics and bombed at the box office, so I didn't have high expectations to it. But when I came to it, the CGI was just really horrible and unfinished, and the lack of familiar faces was a bit too jarring, but there was still the film still felt enjoyable to some degree, so I gave it 2.5 stars out of 5. This weekend, the newest Japanese Godzilla film releases in UK cinemas. The last one came out in 2016, I believe. This new one has become an international hit at the American box office, and an unexpected hit with critics. Titled Godzilla -1, the film revolves around post-war Japan dealing with the emergence of Godzilla, specifically a former World War II kamikaze pilot dealing with his trauma from the war. The film has received about 97% positive reviews from both critics and audiences, with particular praise for the human drama in the film and the film's social commentary. The film is in cinemas this weekend, so try to see it wherever you can, because of who's distributing it. I believe there might not be many showings, but I'm definitely planning on seeing at some point. I might have to see the Shin Godzilla movie first. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I'll be talking about the new Netflix sci-fi epic Rebel Moon from director Zack Snyder, as well as the new DC film Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Now back to Gary in the studio.